I'm here actually to put forth, and introduce a technology, a proven and a very smart technology that can help you reduce the ICT costs, whether it's a school or a college or any educational institution. So, to start with, I'll just like you to just think back about, say, about 10 years or 15 years, what computers or the configurations of computers were and what they are today. I think there's a world of a change. Probably the PC that anybody over here would be using is actually what a server was about 10 years or 15 years back. And each one of us are actually using that server, today as a normal regular PC, whether it's a laptop or a desktop or in whatever form. Now, if you think back again, what were the kind of applications that you were using then and the kind of applications that you are using now? Not much has changed. A little bit has changed, but not much has changed. Typically, I think most of you would be using Word, Excel, PowerPoint, a little bit of internet, a bunch of other applications, but broadly, something like that. So if you look at it, the need that we have is way less than the configuration or the resources that your PC has to offer today. And that's what, is something that we are trying to kind of fill the gap, that there is a huge gap. Now, the applications that I talked about, typically, you won't believe, but won't take more than 5 to maximum 10% of the capacity or the resources that your PCs are having. So if that is so, you're probably wasting the other 90 or 95% of the capacity of the PC. Now imagine in a school where there is a laboratory with, say, 10 or 20 PCs. Typically, so for example, it's 10 PCs. You would have saved 9 of those computers and used that one single computer because of the resources that it has. So a very, very simple but smart question, that why would you want to buy 10 computers if you could just do with one? And that's what our technology tries to resolve. For example, I mean, this is a lab which has 30 workstations. There are 30 children working in a lab. Now, really, one would have actually gone and bought about 30 PCs, but the reality is you could easily just do with 1 or 2 or max 3. So therefore, reducing the entire cost of those additional, say 27 PCs, and making a huge impact and putting that same budget across somewhere else. So, so in that scenario, you could really look at, saving your hardware anything between 50 to 75% for just hardware acquisition. Not only would you need to buy less number of CPUs, but it would mean one can save on a lot of other hardware infrastructure in terms of UPSs. Besides that, it can save you significantly in terms of the electricity that one would use. Now, think about a PC that you're using. I don't know if many of you know, but a typical PC or desktop or a laptop generally takes anything between 150 to 200 watts of electricity. Whereas NComputing, the other solution that we have, takes just 1 watt. So think about, a setup with, say, 30 PCs. See the amount of electricity one can save. So it's 1 watt into 30 and say 200 watt into 30 and across. So the electricity bills today as such could be huge. And those are savings that one can make with a solution like NComputing. Just to give you a quick look at what the solution is. So this is a normal regular PC that you see. All you need to do is, there's a software that we have called vSpace. This is a virtualization software. What you need to do is just put this into the PC. It creates virtual sessions, separate sessions, which through a user extension protocol can be shared with single additional users, and this could be used by, so single PC can be used by as many as 10, 20, 30 to even 100 people with just one single PC. Of course, with 100 users, it'll be a much larger or a much better capacity PC, but that is the magic that this technology can do. And all that technology is basically the virtualization software, which is vSpace. And what it has is a small little device which gets attached across to, sorry, 1 second, to each and every single, so all you need to do is put a monitor, keyboard, and a mouse, and this little device, and plug it onto the main host PC, a normal regular PC, and it could work like a proper full-fledged PC with the absolute same user experience that a normal PC would be giving you, even if it had been a full PC. And like I said, it could even be shared by, a single PC can be shared by 10, 20, 30, or even 100. Well, this could be deployed across classrooms. The applications could be libraries and kiosks, computer and language labs, administrative offices. So anywhere that you need computers, this is a technology that can be used, and a lot of money could be saved and diverted to other good things that you could do within the school or your campus. Well, NComputing has been fairly successful. We just came in about 4 years back worldwide. We have almost as many as about 3 million units, 3 million devices which are being used across schools, colleges, offices, organizations in matter of just 3 years. And as many as about 20 million people today use it daily for accessing computers for their computer needs. And as many as about 140 countries, not only just India, but places like Pakistan, Turkey, Philippines, Ghana, Japan, Taiwan, so from emerging economies to very developed economies. Fortunately, I think 60% to 70% of our entire product is being used in education. India has been fairly large as well, where as much as about 6 lakh units in just about 3 years we've deployed. So pretty large. This is something that we are very proud of. So in these 6 lakh units, a lot of these are across government schools, private education colleges, management colleges, engineering college, and so forth. Just to give you a few, just a feel of it, this is just a very, very part list. In fact, today, for a lot of ICT and Sarv-Shiksha Abhiyan schools, we're there in literally almost about 12 to 15 states where they've either deployed or are deploying or evaluating this technology in a very, very serious manner. And typically because if you could save budgets, if you could divert those budgets into having a much larger impact, a much larger footprint, why not? Just to give you an example, one of the largest and the first deals that the first deployments that we had was Andhra Pradesh, where they were intending to buy about 50,000 computers, and they used the smart technology, and they actually just reduced by using 10,000 of those, and they replaced this by this technology, the NComputing technology, by saving on almost 40,000 additional computers. So not only was it saving on the hardware, but it was saving on management of these, the maintenance, and also electricity in a huge way. In fact, they saved crores on the electricity part itself, and especially when you go out to the rural areas where electricity is scarce. I mean, you barely get it for a couple of hours in a day. That's where it made a lot of sense to have something like this. Similarly, there've been a lot of other such cases like Maharashtra Knowledge Corporation Limited, today Haryana government, Gujarat government, Punjab, Rajasthan, Bihar. Literally every government has these schools deployed with NComputing technology. A large number of private education. So today, NComputing is there in as many as about 30,000 plus schools. And in a matter of just 3 years. So definitely there are customers who realize that this is something that's going to benefit, and that's why they're adopting the technology like this. Proud to say, just recently in 2011, we had 89% of the entire market share, which is 9 out of 10 thin clients were NComputing. We've won various awards across, which not only just market leadership, but also the social impact that a technology like this has had, the green impact that we've had across not only the country, but like I said, 140 countries. So there have been various awards. These are just few of them that I've kind of put here. Definitely like to highlight this part of it, that when I initially said that a regular computer takes about 200 watts of electricity vis-a-vis just a 1 watt electricity per user over here. It cuts down your electricity by as much as anything between 90 to 95%. Not only that, obviously it reduces the carbon dioxide emissions. It reduces your e-waste. So typically this is something that does not need to be refreshed. In a normal school, I think most often you would be refreshing your PCs every 5 years or 4 years. You don't need to. This can last up anything between 2 to 3 refresh cycles. So therefore, the next time you want to refresh it, you just need to refresh much lesser number of PCs vis-a-vis you would have done otherwise if you had all PC deployments. So that's another thing. Obviously, because it's lesser number of PCs, there's lesser heat emitted, so therefore your air conditioning costs could also reduce by a major way. I talked about obsolescence and obviously lesser number of UPSs, because it's lesser number of CPUs that you're talking about. So that is what NComputing technology is. It's a proven solution, very apt for Indian classrooms. It reduces your entire ICT cost to a fraction. We do have a small little booth outside. I'd encourage you to go and have a look, experience and feel what the technology can do in your school, in your college, in your universities. Thank you very much.